Do you have a plan for personal growth in your life? A written, clear, specific plan. One thing that I've learned is that age is inevitable, growth is intentional. That's what I want to talk about for the next 5 minutes. Age is inevitable, growth is intentional. If you're going to grow on purpose. Now, let me tell you why I'm so passionate about personal growth. Everything that's going to ever happen in your life is going to start from the inner resources. Any relationship, any business idea, any enterprise, any brand, any product, any service, any solution, anything that you could ever imagine that was ever created came from things which do not appear. If you're going to grow, you're going to grow on purpose. And you're going to have to start with your inner resources. So many people I've found they're looking for more provision, but the problem is not provision, is that they don't have the right vision. They don't have a clear vision. They haven't written it. They're not set. They haven't gotten connected with people that can help them get to the next level. I was on a webinar earlier this week, and the woman kept saying how she needed more money. She needed more money. She needed more money. And I think it was apparent to everybody on that call, kindly, you don't need just more money. You need a better mindset. Someone said halfway through, they were saying kindly, they said, well, maybe you should think about classes in professional courtesy because that might help you in some of your blind spots. What they were really saying is you don't need more money. You need more sense. You don't need more money. You need more mentorship. And what I have found is that many of us are looking to go into opportunities, but the truth of the matter is you're only going to grow into an opportunity. Have you ever gotten something, but because your identity didn't catch up with it, you lost it? I know I have. I've received things and then lost it immediately because I didn't have the character to keep it. I didn't have the discipline to maintain it. I didn't have the resources and the infrastructure to do what it took to multiply it. And so I've come to learn that personal growth is the key. It is the bedrock. It is the foundational principle for acceleration in life. Now, I want to ask you again, as I started this, do you have a written plan for personal growth? If you don't, you need to reach out to me. That's one of the things that I created the Journey app for. We use the value and the benefit of technology to help, one, remind you of your goals each and every day, to help you break those goals into bite-sized steps, actionable daily steps, so you can go from the life that you were born to the life that you were born to live. Age is inevitable. Growth is intentional. If you're going to grow, you're going to grow on purpose. Now, John Maxwell said, and I love how he sort of broke this down. He talks about the 15, what he calls growth gaps, is gaps in growth. And one of the gaps that I want to talk about today is the assumption gap. The assumption gap says that people just assume that as time goes on, they'll get better. As time goes on, they'll grow. It's the saying that time heals all wounds. I don't think that that's true. I think wisdom heals wounds. I think change in perspective heals wounds. I think being around people that have a higher mindset and a higher perspective heals wounds. I think looking back at the stories that we rehearse and that we've told ourselves and we've put in our own mind and challenge those perspectives heals wounds. But time in itself and distance from it, in fact, does not. And so I want to encourage you today to create a written plan. That's one of the things that I want to help you with. I want to help you identify areas that you want to strengthen, identify areas that you want to get better in. I want to help you to be intentional about your next steps. Now, this is how I want to close. I want to talk about the law of intentionality. The law of intentionality says, if you're going to grow, you're going to grow on purpose. Intentionality, the law of intentionality, is the concept that if you hold an intention long enough, that your life has to outpicture it. In fact, scientists call it the confirmation bias, that your life, your mind, your brain, you're even on the subatomic level, you are seeking and looking for things that already confirm what you believe. Now, let me ask you something. What if you absolutely believed that age was inevitable, but growth was intentional? And that if you set aside 1 hour every single day to grow, for reflection, for journaling, for writing, for practicing, for preparation, what if you spent 1 hour every day focused on growing yourself as if you yourself were an enterprise, how much different would your life be? How much different would you be if you intentionally set at the beginning of the month and said, these are my targets. These are the things that I want to really focus on. These are the things that I want to strengthen. I believe that everybody should be working on at least two things every day, an area of choice and an area of skill that they are strengthening. Growth is intentional. If you're going to grow, you're going to grow on purpose. Part of what I help people do through my mentorship is helping them to get intentional about their next steps, the law of intentionality. Many times we don't get what we really should get because we're not intentional. Vince Lombardi once said that the victor sees victory and then goes into the arena. Everybody else goes into the arena seeking for a win. Which one are you? Are you intentional about what it is that you have decided you're going to do for this month? Are you focused on higher intentions or on lower concerns? How much of your day do you set aside for long-term strategic planning for where you want to go in your life? Do you give the best of your time to building your own dreams and setting aside thought time so you can create the better life for yourself, or are you just going on with the rigmarole of life? Now, there's another reason that I want you to get connected with me. For those of you that's been following me for a while, you know that I help people change their mindset. You know that I help people see themselves in a better light. You know that I help motivate people. It's what I do. I've been called to do this work. I love this work. But more importantly, one of the reasons why you need to get connected with me is because it's not just one-on-one with mentorship with me. I have a community. I have a network of people that we are pushing each other. We're reading Think and Grow Rich together now. I've read the book many times, but we're reading it as a community. This is what I found. Transformation happens in shared spaces. Transformation happens in places where there are other people more than just you and I, but other people who are also determined to get to the next level. What would your life look like if you were connected with people who were also on the same journey as you? The journey of wealth, the journey of prosperity, the journey of abundance, the journey of increase, the journey of acceleration. What would your life look like if you had accountability partners? If you had a coach? If you had mentorship? If every week you were connecting intentionally with people who were also intentional about their growth. So with me, it's not just that I'm helping you with the roadmap for your next steps. And yes, that will happen. It's not just that I'm helping connect you with the resources for the next steps, but also it's the relationships. Every great success in my life, I can point to people. I have to point to people. Every time I've defied the odds, there was people in my life that helped me do it. The difference between where you are now and where you want to be is people. I'm telling you, it's people. It's one connection. It's one introduction. It's one referral. It's getting in the room. So part of the reason that you see me travel and part of the reason you see me go to different places and meet so many different people and the networks that I have expanding and continuing to expand is because I believe that contacts are contracts. I've seen it. Contacts and connections have been the change maker in my life. They've been the force multiplier. Mentorship with me is not just connection with me, it's connection with my networks globally, all around the world. I want to help you get set up with people that can help you ideate, that can help you with investment, that can help you with advisement around your money, around your businesses. That can help you think differently around. Have people that help you think differently around your body, your nutrition, your wellness, your wholeness. People that help you think differently around, even as far as something as minute or it seems as minute as how often are you working out. I have found that change happens in communities. Now, this is where I want to end, where I started. Do you have a plan, a written plan, not in your mind, a written plan for personal growth for your life? If you don't, I want you to reach out to me. I want you to reach out to me today because I want to help you get connected to your next. I want to help you walk into a higher level of destiny. I want to help you be what you've been called to be. You know that you have more on the inside of you. you know that it's bigger. And there is something called the power of incremental change. What does that mean? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one single step and another step and another step. I have learned that when you're in a community of people who are also committed to change, when you are committed to people who are also pushing forward, what begins to happen is people are going to push you and you're going to begin to push yourself. And if every day you take another step, this is how I help people. If every single day you take one step, even if it's a small step, toward your dreams, toward the things that are in your heart, when you look up in 30 days, you're going to see yourself further than you were before. And in 60, 90, 120 days, you're almost unrecognizable. You need a personal plan for intentional growth. Because if you're going to grow, if you're going to grow on purpose. Because age is inevitable, but growth is intentional. Connect with me, especially as we come into this new month, this new season. It is important that we don't just let the passage of time be the marker of our lives, but it should be the change in this cycle of our hearts and minds through the transformation of our ideologies and our paradigms and our personal philosophies. If you're going to grow, this will be the last thing I'm going to say, you are going to have to grow on purpose. Get connected with me. Get connected with me.